right, welcome to the metal shop. We're on to part 2 of what I'm calling the Sambora Star, the Jackson Sambora Star. Made a little bit of progress here, as you can see. We did get the locking nut, the actual. I just bought one off of eBay, $27, and the one that came with the tremolo system. And the tremolo system, I double checked it to make sure I didn't get like a knockoff of a knockoff. Is excellent. It's great. It's just the clamp that they include was a piece of crap. This one is nice. It's tall enough like it's supposed to be. It has nice crisp edges. It's a really nice tear down from the made in Germany Floyd Rose. Stuck some more stickers here instead of I lost that decal there. The placement wouldn't allow for this larger sticker to go over it. Is what it is. Pretty happy with those, the way those came out. Got this one here, which came out very nicely. Looks good. Now it's more prominent. You can see it. Here's the Pickguard that we got from Warmoth, and fits perfectly. Cut out for a Floyd. The neck pocket's perfect. The screws all line up. The odd thing about the Jackson is it's 10 hole, not an 11 hole. This one here is not drilled. That's just weird. But all the other ones line up. I've just put a few screws in here to line this up. You'll see we don't have to cut out very much material to run the 3 humbuckers. So what I'm going to do, and what I've already done, is I'm going to score here. I've already done this, but just to show you, I'm going to score here. I'm going to route this little bit away, and I have the shielding, the cavity shielding paint as well. So we'll take this down to the basement. We'll get these little pieces cut off. Plenty of room here for the pickup. I'm going to need a little bit more here. I'm going to sneak up to it. I'm going to remove as little as wood as possible. Now I could just go ham on the thing and make a giant swimming pool route, guarantee that it was going to fit, but I like to leave as much wood as possible. A neat little shim here that's glued in the neck pocket, that little piece of wood. It's just weird that they did it like that instead of the traditional shim that goes all the way across, but it's definitely proud. It's definitely what it's there for. So I love how they tell you don't peel the film off. You can still return it. So I could return this. Why would I want to? God, that's nice. Nice, very nice product, reasonably priced. I mean, with shipping, it's going to cost you like $40 to your door, but completely worth it. Don't dick around with the made in China hit and miss stuff that you're going to get from eBay. It's just generic. The pickup holes were cut too large to accommodate a covered pickup or non-covered pickup. These are cut to order for a non-covered pickup. The other one, you can't get it cut for a Floyd if you want. Screw holes may or may not line up, and I left off the holes for the knob. I can drill a round hole and put the knobs, and I'm only going to use 2 exactly where I want them. I had them cut the 5-way because you can't really do that by hand. So anyway, off to the basement, and let's get some routing accomplished, all right? Cool. All right, so we're down in the basement. What I have is I got a nice towel down here on the workbench. Got a nice C-clamp, really tight, holding the guitar in place so that it can't move. I have the pickup lines. The lines that I need to cut out are scored with the X-Acto blade, and I've just colored them in with a very fine Sharpie there. I've added a little bit here where I've needed for the pickup, whereas this one I didn't need these extra little routes here. So I have this, it's a really old Sears router from the 80s, I'm guessing. It belonged to my stepfather. I've used it a couple times, just figuring it out. I've got the blade, it's not plugged in. I have the blade on there, and I just measure with a tape measure to get the depth that I want. I don't really, base it on these marks here. And where I already have holes to start, I don't need to plunge route, so I can start like so and then go in. Got a bunch of bits here. These are The bits are what gets you. Those are super expensive. They keep these locked up now at the hardware stores behind, under lock and key behind glass. That router bits are so expensive. He bought this as a set, probably wasn't that expensive in the early 80s. So, we're just gonna go kind of slow. I guess I'm gonna try and use a rag on here so that I'm not, dragging the router all over the body and scratching it up. I'm gonna try my best. Pickguard will cover up most of it. We're close. We're very close here, so I need to be super careful there. I have it set for about a 1/16 of an inch less than this. I certainly don't want to go deeper. And quite honestly, you don't need, the routes they're always too deep. The routes are, if you wanted to like bottom the pickup out, the route that nobody does, because it's just not, it doesn't work that way. You're always raising it up. You want it close to the strings within, I think it's about 1/8 of an inch is kind of the standard there. Maybe that's why there's a factory second. There's a ding. Can't see it back here underneath the Floyd, and it was always there even when I got it, but it was a factory second. So anyway, we'll go to time lapse, and we'll just take our time here. I'm probably gonna, I usually take this thing out, this little window here. It's just hard. It's easier to see like that than with this window. And we're gonna go slow. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna sneak up on it. And like I said, I want this to appear factory when we're done. That's why I scored it with the X-Acto, so I'll get some crisp lines, even though it's under the Pickguard. Told you guys I have a standard. Got the professional conductive guitar shielding paint. And this was I got this off eBay, and half the price as the stuff that StewMac sells for twice the amount. Just FYI there. Comes with 2 brushes. Comes with some nice cloth pushback cable. Some little some screws for grounding, wire to the shielding there. It's kind of a nice little kit. Probably originated overseas. Anyway, let's commence. Let's cut. All right, very quickly. Of course, I thought to tape this off. I tried to put a rag on there and it lifted the router up, and that's not going to be precise tape. Duh. Of course, we're going to tape around where we need to so we can drag the router without damaging the finish, and this is what we have to do with a nicely finished guitar. And I forgot the router also does have a nice light there inside so that we can see what we're doing. So yeah, let's give it a heck. Alright, so you saw the routing, which was a resounding success. I'll go more over that when we go back into the basement there. But what I want to do is I want to get the Pickguard set up with the 3 humbuckers in it, so that I can just verify that it fits before I paint the shielding paint on there. And we're going to change what I'm going to do is I'm going to go gold, black, gold, black, gold, black with these hex buckers, which is going to look super nice. Anyway, so I want to get these all mounted in place. And actually, these are going to be, the neck pickups are going to be somewhat low and need the space. But I think what I've routed will be low enough, even though it's proud by 1/8 or 3/16 of an inch from the factory routes. But anyway, I want to get this Pickguard together, get it down there, verify fitment, and then we'll be on to the shielding paint. So let's do a little time lapse and get this thing going. Sky cam. All right, even with a time lapse, I'm sure you saw me struggle with that. For whatever reason, this one here, I must have been a burr or something. I just couldn't get it. And you saw me maybe telling it how I felt about it in that time-lapse video. Anyway, we're assembled. Pickups are at a low height, so we shall be able to see how far. Let's give a quick little measurement here with the pickups about as low as they're going to be. Well, yeah, I may be taking some more wood off. I guess we'll see. These hex buckers with the screws all sticking through, I mean, those, I could trim those off if necessary. Yeah, we may be running into some depth issues. Let's fingers crossed that we don't. All right, back to the basement. All right, so you saw that in probably the longest time lapse ever. I really had to keep fudging around to get the pickups to fit. You know, it's like, if you look at it, I mean, I could have gone and done, I could have filed this off. You saw me file the corners a little bit. These things have very prominent corners. They're not like a Seymour Duncan or a DiMarzio. There's lots of extra metal there, kind of gets in the way. You know, these are nice squared off, but these dimensions are very unyielding. And I see now why guitar builders, you know, route these oversized cavities for them. But like I said, I'm hard-headed. I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to remove as little wood as possible. And I did that. I did just that. I mean, I'm not building hundreds of guitars. I'm building fives, tens of guitars. So I'm going to do it that way. You know, especially, you know, we're hiding under a pickup, a pickguard. I don't want, you know, a large swimming pool route. Certainly would be easier. But, and I double checked, you know, our holes line up. And if I, quite honestly, at this point, I'm good. If I need anything further at all, then those pickup, they're getting filed. At this point, I've routed as much as I want to route. And honestly, the wires are what's kind of getting in your way. So let's set this aside. We can see, oh, we got, sorry there. Let's, yeah. You can see what we got. I think it looks pretty nice. You know, we've maintained most of the white paint under it. It looks like it got scuffed a little bit from having the router dragged across it. All under the pickguard. No matter there. You might have seen some smoke rolling off the blade. I noticed when I grabbed that blade that it was singed, and it must be kind of dull, but that's, you know, that's okay. You know, that's all right. So what are we going to do now? Let's get this cleaned up and paint some shielding paint into these cavities. All right. So yeah, another time lapse. Thanks for hanging in there. Right, well, that'll close this video out. World's longest time lapse, but you saw me get the pickguard torn apart, and shielding tape put on. When I was putting these pickups on, I thought about it, but I'm like, no, I need to get this thing done for a template so I can get my routes done. I'll just have to tear it apart and put all of the shielding tape on. I want this thing to be shielded, 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 all shielded on the back. Came out really nicely. You saw me switch the pole pieces, and what I try to do is get as much of the little wax shavings back into the hole as possible. You're never going to get all of them, and you just want to, you want a snug fit. Really, the shielding or the wax potting is to keep the windings from vibrating more so than the pole pieces themselves. I suppose you don't want those to vibrate either. But yeah, this came out, exceptionally well. I'm very happy with this. I'm going to ship this off to Rockin' R Guitars and have them wire it up for me with the Oaks Grigby switch, CTS pots, the Gilmore mod, the pushback, cloth pushback wiring, be first class the whole way through. This needs to be cleaned a little bit. Needs cleaned. People say that drives me nuts. Needs cleaned. No, needs to be cleaned. Let's speak proper English here, people. A little bit of paint thinner. We'll clean that right off, and we'll have a nice crisp edge there. So anyway, that closes out part 2 of the Jackson Sambora Star guitar. Sincerely appreciate your support watching the channel, watching all my videos on the channel. Please hit that thumbs up, please. Really helps the algorithm. Doesn't cost a thing. Please share, if anybody shares videos, subscribe, and hit me up in those comments. I still respond to all of my comments, even the trolls. All right, my friends, once again, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. Till the next time.